Hello, Flosstube. It's Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is my Flosstube. I don't know what's going on with my hair here. Flosstube update number 160. Sorry about that. I have a lot to get through today, unlike a lot of my other videos. Today is the first day of May. So that means May-nia for a lot of people, and that takes on many different forms. I've talked about that, I think last week I just talked about the different options that are there. So I was looking through all my stuff, and I actually have 21 WIPs, at least that I found, that I remember, that I recall. 21 WIPs, and that's appropriate for the year because it's 2021. So that gives me 21 WIPs to work on for for the WIP mania that I'm doing. So I wanted to do a little bit of a WIP parade and also talk about how I'm doing this. And I buried my phone. Here it is. So what the way I'm doing it is I downloaded. I have a decision roulette. Where I have entered all my, I have this, decision roulette app where I have entered all my WIPs. And so what I'm planning to do is each day maybe at midnight for May, for the first 21 days of May, I'm just going to spin the wheel, and whatever comes up gets worked on that day. And then I'm going to take it off of the, take it off of the wheel so that so it doesn't come up again. But so I'm going to work on the 21 WIPs, one day on each WIP for the first 21 days of May. And then for the last 10 days, I'm just going to play it by ear because we are doing a family camping trip. We're going up to a cabin in Greer, Arizona, during that last week of May. And so after the 21st, I'm just going to work on something else. I have two new charts that I want to start. So maybe I'll start those two during the last 2 weeks of May. The last week of May. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. And I also have a finish and a little bit of haul and some stuff. So to start off with, the first thing I spun for and landed on was Daily Walk in the Woods by Carolyn Designs. And this is from 2018. I bought it, I think not when it was first released, but later on in that year. But so I've had it since then, and I worked on part of it. I started in the middle and worked on part of it, and then set it aside for various reasons. And so I've gotten back to it. So I did, like I said, kind of a lot in the, starting in the middle. And right now I'm working on this little guy here, this tree here. And this is an octopus. It's a wooden needle minder that I bought at Stitch Shenanigans. And I can't remember who I bought it from, but at Stitch Shenanigans. So anyway, I'm working on this tree right here. And the problem I have with a lot of these WIPs is that I took for most of them, I took the threads out. And so, because I wasn't working on them actively. And so I'm having to find out where I was, where I left off. Like this one here was relatively obvious that I had left off on this. And I've put in quite a bit since I spun. I put in this whole half here, and a lot of, I was right around in here somewhere when I stopped. So I've done all of this so far. And then I pulled some threads for, for the rest, for another thing over here, I think, whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to work on this the rest of today. And let me set that aside. And so I'm going to just go over all these whips that I'm working on. So this one is a baby sampler that I started when shortly after my nephew Eli was born. Eli is 20 whatever now, 24-ish. So yeah. Anyway, but I'm still working on this. The problem I had with this was it was supposed to go this way, and I put it on the fabric wrong. I oriented it wrong. And I've got a little wad of thread back here that I'm going to lose if I'm not careful. Anyway, so I'm working on the border. I have most of the letters done, but there is back stitching on them. I think I've done a couple of them here, the A and the B. I don't think I've done back stitching on the other letters so far. But I started on the border because it's easier. It's just, with no thinking involved. And then there's room on the bottom here for personalization. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put on there. Yeah, I don't know. But that's one whip. And then the next thing I have is the 2019 Prairie School of Santa. Oops, I have it right here. And this is done on, I want to say it's 16 or 18 count. Ada. I don't know what, I don't know if it's a fiddler's cloth or whatever, or if I tea dyed it or coffee dyed it, I don't know. But, so I'm working on this 2019 Santa. I have the little lamb done except for his face. And there's a big sheep down here. I'm still working on it. I haven't done the color of the swirls or Santa's face or anything like that. So, yeah. But there's that. That's number 2. And then on the balcony, this is one that my sister Eve designed, and I don't have a that's far enough away you can't really see the grids. But this is my cat Puck and my cat Snug, and this is the balcony of my apartment in Little Rock. And I had taken a picture of them, and so my sister Eve turned it into a cross stitch. Yeah, so, and this is all I have done of that, and I think it goes, I think it goes like this. Or maybe it goes like this. I'm not really sure. It's upside down. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. I'll have to work on that. And then I have my Blackwork Angels that I've worked on little by little for a while now. I have these 4 already done. And the stars were, for those of you who have not been watching my ordeal, the stars, I didn't really read the instructions close enough. The stars are supposed to be this gold color that's in the angels' halos and all that. So these little stars are all supposed to be gold, but the first one I did them in black. But I kind of liked the look of it because it was either pull out the stars and do it over again, or just leave them. And I kind of like the way they look, black stars. But anyway, so these are the 4 that are done, and this is the one I've been working on. Yeah. So right now I haven't done any of the gold in this one. It's just the black. And this needle minder, little angel, was sent to me by my friend and viewer Sharon, O2B Purple. She has a Flosstube channel. You should go watch that. Anyway, this is the pattern that they're from. So I'm working on the one where she's playing a lute. This one here. Yeah. So that is Blackwork Angels. I have these in a big fabric boxes, so it's over there out of the way. So I'm just cramming stuff in there. So the next one up is Voyage of Discovery. This is the May-nia, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And this is almost full coverage. A lot of this up here in the sky is like half stitches or whatever, but the rest of it is regular cross stitches. So it's pretty full coverage. And this is as far as I've gotten. This is 28 count Lugana, Monaco, whatever, that I dyed myself. So this is the sails at the top of the ship of the main, this middle ship here. This one here. And these needle minders are these nautical things that they're like fridge magnets that I found at Cracker Barrel some time ago. 2019, 2019 when I started these, I think, or afterward, later 2019, I don't know. Anyway, so I had done 2 years in a row, last year and the year before. I did a ship May-nia, where I did 1 week on each of these 4 tall ships that I have. And I, didn't work on them since then because I was, doing other things. So this, let me see if I've got this right side up. Goes like this. And so this is another one of the tall ships. It just doesn't look like anything because it's, only half done. But this is, it's called Running Before the Wind. It's this one here. So I'm kind of somewhere in here because I started in the middle. So I've done sails and more sails and lots of sails and masts. And I think it goes like this. I think. I have to look more closely at the pattern to make sure I've got that right. And then another one in the tall ship category is this sailing ships by pen and ink. It's the Ronnie Rowe Designs pen and ink collection, but ship Serenity. So that it's all one color, and you can make it whatever. I think it's designed to be designed in black, but you can do whatever color you want. So I chose a very dark blue. And I've worked on that, so there's the beginning of it. Again, I started in the middle, so I'm somewhere in one of either this one or this one, I forget. Which, I think it's this one. So, yeah, there's that one. And then this one, old clipper ship, this one here. And this is a design that I got from my younger sister. She actually stitched quite a bit of, she did it years ago and started to work on it. And I don't know which way this goes. Either like this or like this. Like this, I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, she started to work on it and then gave me the pattern and actually gave me the one that she worked on. And she had quite a lot of it done, but I wanted to start over and do it myself, my own. So this one here. So I'm right around in here somewhere because you can see those little jibs here. So there's that. And all of those are on the same fabric, the same fabric that I dyed. That I think it's evening blue is the color. So this then is Pandemic. Long Dog Samplers, Pandemic. This came out last year. And it's very intricate, and I worked on it a little bit, but not a whole lot. So, and I started, I want to say, yeah, in the center, like right around in here. I haven't quite gotten to those birds yet, but I'm right around in here. So, and I think it goes like this. Wait, am I holding it right? I don't know. Something like that. So that's as far as I've gotten on that. And it's huge. I've got this huge piece of fabric. And this is 28 count even weave, sort of a green yellow color that I dyed here. So that's Pandemic. Sorry, I dropped it. And this one I've had since 2018 at least. No, I've had it quite a while. I don't know. This is, and I don't have a picture that has the little blurred out section, but this is Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And it was a mystery sal at one point, and I just sort of, I got started on it, and then I fell behind. So I have all the parts to it, all the mystery sal parts to it, but I just, got behind it. So this is the owl, and his eyes are not done yet. But so I've done that. So that's on the rotation as well. And this is another needle minder that I got at Stitch Mannequins. Okay, and then Santa's House by Tinymodernist. And this came out, it was a mystery sal also. And it came out, it might have been that same year, 2018. So I have all the parts to the sal now, of course. But I didn't get very far in this. And I haven't made much progress. So I have the outline because I have all the rooms. I got it upside down, sorry. And I have one little snowman down there and a lot of the snow. And these bits down here are where there's going to be deer, I think. Let's see, you can see their legs down here. Yeah, and then I did like this stove, that part of the stove there. And there's a big cat here. Yeah. But anyway, so these are the floors of the different rooms. Yeah. So I haven't gotten very far on that one, and it's about, there's a piece of thread on there. Sorry. But there's Santa's House by Tinymodernist, and this is again, I think it's 28 count Lugana that I dyed. I think I copy dyed that. And then I have this by Cross My Heart, and I probably bought it in the 90s. The copyright is 1988, but I know I didn't buy it that long ago. I bought it like in the mid 90s. So I'm doing this here, and I think it's called Gray Wolf, but I'm not sure what's. I don't have the little booklet right here handy. But so I'm stitching this, and I'm stitching it kind of in hand because it's Ada, but it's very very stiff, and I was having trouble getting it in the hoop at all, and It's just easier to do it by hand. But it's so pixelated that it takes me like a long time to figure out where I am in it. So I don't know how much I'll be able to get done, but there's that. So that's Gray Wolf. And then this is, and I'm about to pluck it out, actually pull it out of here because this isn't coming loose here. This is Designworks Peacock, and this is relatively new. I just bought this the other day. I have a needle and I don't know what it goes to. Oops. Oh, maybe, hold on one second. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I think it goes to this pattern here because there's not a needle in this one. And let me just stick this needle here. And hopefully this one goes to this project. That's the only one without, so far without a needle minder. So this is Peacock that I bought not too earlier this year, I think, or maybe last fall, by Designworks. It's a little kit, Peacock by Nicola Gregory, and it came with this Ada. It came with white Ada in the pattern itself, and I think it goes like this, but I'm not sure. It's either, maybe it goes like that. I don't know. I have to look at the pattern again. And this needle minder is from Witchy Stitchy this past October. Witchy Stitchy 2020. But so I started on it, and I just spent a little while getting started. But so I dyed the fabric with I want to say either purple or wine, but it's a very light pink color. So I wanted something that would go with the purples and the blues and greens without being white, But so there's that, and then trying not to drop them on the floor. And then I have this La-Di-Da pattern, Kitty Kitty, and I was toying with the idea of making these a different color, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I may or may not. But it's done on black, I think, in this picture. But, and this is a very dark green. And as you can see, it's kind of see-through. But when I first worked on it, I remember I figured out, how to do it basically on this darker fabric, and then the last time I worked on it, it was a real struggle for me. So I don't know. This is I want to say 32 count by the Primitive Hair. This dark green. I just love this color. It's a dark green shade, and I found it at the attic some time ago, and I thought, well, I like that fabric, and I really want to use it. And it wasn't until I put it together with this pattern that I decided on it. But I haven't done any more work on it because it's really difficult. But I just, when I was taking this out, I had this stuck between just in a piece of paper, in a folded piece of paper, and that ink still wants to stick to that. You can see here and here, the ink, it's a little tacky. Oh, I want to say I think it's the ink. It's because it's not like a humidity issue or anything like that here in Arizona. Okay, and then the next one I have is Tinymodernist Western Biscornu, and I've had this for quite a while. I had it at Stitch Nanigans with me. I was working on it then, And I've worked on it since then, but not a whole lot. Trying not to, there. So, I have part of the back part done, and this is the front part. And this needle minder was a gift from one of my table mates at Stitch Shenanigans, whose name I cannot remember right now. But anyway, so yeah, that's Western Biscornu by Tinymodernist, and this is, I think it's Ada or Hardanger, I think. I don't remember which. But this is all, I think it's all DMC threads, as I recall. There's that. And then this is a very old whip. It's not quite as old as the baby sampler, I don't think. But it could be. 1992 is the copyright year, so yeah. Let's see, and Eli, maybe he's older, because Eli was born in 97, so maybe this is older. This is a Jiffy. I thought it was Jan Lynn, but it's Jiffy. Jiffy kit by Sunset. Gayle Glass is the designer. But so, this is, I guess it was a kit. Let me think. Yeah, it was a kit. Okay, with this black Ada. And it came with kit threads that I think I accidentally kind of got rid of them. I was like, what is this thread? And so and the numbers in the kit did not correspond to DMC numbers or anything like that. So I had to kind of eyeball and find some threads that matched what I had already done. And then, I wrote the DMC numbers down on the chart so I could remember what I had come up with. So, so I worked on a little bit of this when I originally started. I think I did this orange cat and then part of the white here, and then this is another cat over here, I think. But so last time I worked on it, which was, I don't know, some time ago, I put in some more white thread, and I actually did 4. I think the kit calls for 3 threads, and I did 4 because I have a thing about even numbers. So, and I use the loop method. So so it's anyway. There's that, and I keep thinking, it's really not very big, so I ought to be able to finish it. If I would just work on it. I just haven't worked on it. Okay, so then I have another cat. I have Piano Cat. The picture, the thing is very tattered. This Piano Cat. And it was also a Design Works kit that, hold on one second. So the kit came with white Ada, and this one, this was before I started dyeing fabrics. But I think I wouldn't have dyed this anyway, because it's all, like I said, it's all designed in grays. I think this goes like this, if I recall correctly. Sorry. Yeah. Because this is the edge of the design, I think, on this side. Or else it goes like this. I don't remember. No, I think it goes the other way. Anyway, I have the kit threads and all that. I just have to take another look at it. Yeah, I think this is the bottom of it. Anyway, so there's that Piano Cat, and then just a few more to get through here. Just 3, I think. So this one, I don't have a picture of it because I think it was a freebie along with another chart. It's Pumpkin Pile. I don't want to show it. Pumpkin Pile by the Stitching with the Housewives. So I just did the white part of one of the pumpkins, the middle pumpkin. There's a purple cat. I mean a gray cat, I guess, or whatever, that goes up here, and then another pumpkin down here. So the top of the pumpkin pile is actually a cat. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to show the pattern because I don't have a picture of it. It was a PDF, and I think it was like a free chart with a purchase of another. What is it called? Something Ghoul's Garden, I think was the original, was the chart that you purchased, and when you purchased that chart, you got the pumpkin pile chart free. And so I had started this because I had this little piece of. This is, I want to say it is linen. It's probably 28 count, but it could be 32 count. I don't know. But so there's that. And then I dyed myself. I dyed it. And I had dyed it and it came out very dark. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But then I figured it would work with that chart. So then there is Sleepy Hollow by Tinymodernist. And this was I think I want to say it was a mystery cell as well. Yeah. In 4 parts. And so I have all 4 parts now. And you can do it either as one big sampler or 4 drums. And I think, theoretically, what I want to do are the 4 drums. So it came with a pattern for this round for the top. But then also the 4 horizontal patterns. And so I have this. This is the top one, the first one, because I haven't gotten the other ones done yet. So this all on All Hallows Eve, beware of black cats and bloodthirsty bats. And that's the verse on the first part. And so I've got part of the pumpkins done, some of the grass, and there's a lot of black and white. So this is, that darker fabric was what I had originally dyed, and it came out too dark and I couldn't use it for this because this has a lot of black in it. And so I dyed more fabric in this. It's more gray. There's a little bit of purple and stuff in there, but it's more appropriate for this. The black shows up very well on that. I just have a lot to do to finish it. And so I'm probably not going to make a whole lot of progress, but hopefully I'll be able to finish that top part. And the top part, there's, a lot to do. I've only really done this part and this little raven or whatever, and the outline part, and like I said, part of the pumpkins, and not all of them. So maybe I can finish the pumpkins. I don't know. And so then, the last one I have is, and I was working on this. I was hoping that I could finish it, but this makes 21. This wolf. I was working on it this past several days before, the end. Over the end of the month, I was working on it. So this is a Bucilla kit, and it came with white Ada, and I dyed this little green to try to make it look a little more foresty. So here he is, and I'm almost done here with this tree, and then I have a little bit of stitching to do on this tree, and there's actually one stitch missing out of his ear over here somewhere that I want to do to fix, and then it's just a lot of back stitching for the little sort of hairs and whiskers on his face and around his eyes and nose, and like that. So maybe I'll have a finish whenever this comes up, if I could spend, because like I said, I'm almost done. I almost finished the the tree, you know, there's just a little bit of stitching here and down here and a little bit here, and then that one stray stitch on his ear, or wherever it is, I don't remember which one, and then the back stitching, and it's done. So I'm hoping that it comes up soon in the spin, so that I can get it done, because it's almost there. Anyway, so those are all my whips that I'm going to be working on for the month of May. And like I said, for the rest of today, I'm going to be working on Daily Walk in the Woods. So, if I get all that done, and I mean I will, then the other, as much as I don't need to, I want to start after May-nia is done. I want to start Easter preparation and spring scamper, what I've been talking about for some time. So for Easter preparation, I wasn't sure what fabric I was going to use after all. Oh, sorry. This is a Twin Peak Primitives pattern that I think is just adorable. I love these mice carrying the white eggs to the rabbit, to the Easter bunny, and he's painting them. And there's another mouse carrying away a painted egg. Yeah, so this is really cute. So Easter preparation. So I found among in my stash some fabric that I think will work very nicely. 28 count Lugana, Monaco Lugana, whatever it's called, that I dyed some time ago. But I think this is appropriate. It'll work. I think the color is good. I think the white will really pop on it. The one color I'm concerned about is this greenish color, but I think it'll show up okay. It's all DMC colors, and if I think that color's not going to show up well enough, I have lots of stuff to choose from to replace it if I have to. So I have that. And then the other thing I want to start on is Spring Scamper. And I wasn't sure, what fabric I was going to use on it, because it's a fairly big chart. It's like 111 by 233, I think, something like that. 111 by 266. So even with, at 32 count, it's pretty big. But so my sister and I dyed some fabric last Sunday, and this is 28 count even weave, and it's kind of 28 count Monaco Lugana, and it's kind of a green and yellow color. It was actually supposed to be, I used aquamarine dye with a little touches of yellow, and so this came out on the green side, very green, but lovely little splotches of yellow. But I also, this one is linen, 32 count, I want to say 32 count linen, and it came out that it kept the aquamarine color. And I dyed them both in the same little, thing, so I dyed them together, but this one is more blue with those splotches of yellow in it. So I think that's the color I'm going to use for Spring Scamper. And like I said, I think I'm going to be doing those two in the latter part of May, possibly. And if not, I will probably, maybe if I don't start them in May, I'll start them in June. try to get this back in here, sorry. Do that later, so I don't make a mess there. Actually, let me put this down here. So, I also have a finish. So last week I was almost finished with this. This is Blessed. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And that's my mom's name and dates there. And Matthew 5:4 is the reference for this. And so this is the finished product. There's a little willow. Yeah. So this pattern is going to eventually be available on our Etsy site for those who might want to do it for themselves, along with an alphabet, just so you know, so you can personalize it. I just haven't got that ready to upload yet, but it will be soon. Anyway, so yeah, so I have finished that one is finished, and like I said, I was working on wolf, the little wolf pattern, after that was done. So that brings me to some, I was, you know, when I was just now was getting all the stuff prepared for my video, I found my corner gauge. I've been looking for this for all of this month. There was something I was starting. Well, I think Blessed, it was one thing, but also, when I was working on the bookmark that I did last week, what I finished last week, I was looking for this corner gauge because I wanted to start, because it was, you know, it was just this little bitty bookmark. I wanted to start it in the corner of the fabric, and I was looking for this corner gauge, and I was looking at all my usual places for all my cross stitch stuff, and it was there, and I thought, where is it? And it was in a notions pouch in one of my bags there. Oh, as my mother used to say, when you clean, you find treasures. Yeah. So anyway, my sisters and I went to my older sister and I went to Joann's the other day, and I had I needed one skein of DMC thread that for what was it for? Something. For Spring Scamper, I think. I was just I couldn't find one of my bobbins. It might be in one of these whips. A lot of them I've pulled the threads out of, but not all of them. So that one bobbin could be in one of these whip project bags. But anyway, so I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to go. As it was, I spent all day one day putting all my DMC bobbins away, because I had, pulled them out of here and pulled them out of there, and blah, 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 and I had a whole bag full of these, bobbins that were needed to be put away. So, but in order to do that, I had to move everything around. So I spent all day. I have 5 boxes of DMC threads, and that's not really all of them. I not all of the threads that DMC makes. There's some that I don't have, I guess. But anyway, so I spent all day, going through all those, and I, like I said, I couldn't find that one skein of thread. So while we were at Joann's, that was ostensibly what I went for. But I ended up, of course, buying a whole lot of other stuff. So I bought another thing of 28 count even weave Lugana Monaco. So it says Monaco even weave and Lugana on it. So, um, but this is that stuff that I like. I like it because it's a little bit heavier. It's I can do 2/2, 28 count, the same as 14 count. But I like the texture, and it works. It's the equivalent of 14 count Ada, so it's not too big, not too small, as far as the stitches are concerned. And I like the feel of it. It's like this. This is the same thing. I like it. Anyway, so I bought another thing of it. I think I still have like 2 or 3 pieces, 2 pieces, I guess, that I haven't dyed yet. And then that one. So if something comes up, I have more fabric. I'll get to all of this in just a second. I'm pulling this up out. Okay, so at Joann's they had on sale. They had, I guess they on in the clearance area, they had this Bernat Velvet yarn. It's like a blanket yarn or whatever, but it's thick, but it's very, very, very soft. And I like this color, and I think it'll make good. It'll be good for finishing. So I bought this, and like I said, it was like on sale. It was on clearance or whatever. So it wasn't very expensive. Sorry, I just tossed it in that bag. And I bought this little box just because I feel a need to sort of, put things away, organize things, whatever. But I wanted another box like that. And speaking of boxes, I bought a box of DMC variegated colors. I have a couple of these, and this is like I used on that tribal owl I did 104 and 111, and I think, or 105 and 111, and those colors are in here as well. But several other variegated colors, and I think I have a couple of these, some of these blues, because when I bought floss for Pandemic, I bought like every shade of blue. I bought several shades of blue because I've only used one so far on that Pandemic, but I have like a whole bunch of blues because my thought was that I want it all to be blue, but different shades of blue for different things, whatever. It's just that I've only worked on that one area, so anyway, so but I bought a lot more of this because I really like the effect that all the variegation gives. Or sorry about the glare, but anyway, so these are all the colors that are in there. But I thought that would be kind of fun because I don't have those colors. I don't have any of. And then I also bought. There were some more of these Tim Holtz things. There's some more gears, and these are a little bit smaller than the ones that I bought. At least a couple of them are. Like this one and this one and this one. These two are still on the large side, but they're a little smaller. Depending on how heavy they are individually, they might be too heavy to use as needle minders, but I'll see. And then some more of the butterflies that I like. These make great needle minders. So I have one package of these already, and then more. So hopefully I'll get around to making some more of this. So that's all I bought at Joann's. But also for Spring Scamper, I bought some floss. This is a couple of Weeks Dye Works colors and some Classic Colorworks colors. These are all in Spring Scamper. And there's 2 more that I ordered from Fat Quarter Shop because 123 Stitch didn't have them. But they did have them at Fat Quarter Shop, so I'm still waiting for that order to come in. And so I think that's everything, as if that wasn't enough. Yeah. So, uh, I think that's all I'm going to be doing. As if that's not enough, but that my May-nia plan going forward is that, like I said, they're all on that decision roulette wheel, and I'm gonna spin probably at midnight each night, and to see which one I'm gonna be working on the next day. And I have a couple of things coming up before the 21st, but I don't think they're going to be disruptive. I think I'm going to be able to go ahead and to stitch every day, and hopefully that like I said, I'll get a little bit of progress on each one of those. And some of those, it's going to take me it's going to take me a minute to sort of figure out where I am or whatever. But hopefully, I can at least work on one color, one thread, one whatever. To the one that's going to be hard that I'm it's going to be difficult to get started on is that gray wolf, the one that's very pixelated, because back when I first started it, I don't think I had not made like a working copy, and so I hadn't marked off which ones I'd done. And with that particular pattern, it's it's really difficult. It's a black and white pattern for the most part, but some parts of it are red. So it has like a black plus sign, for instance, but it also has a red plus sign. So you can't make a black and white copy of it. You have to make a color copy so you can get the black parts and the red parts. And I have another pattern that's kind of like that also. But so you have I think that Voyage of Discovery is the one that's like that also. One of those ship patterns, so that you have like the same pattern, the same symbol, but some of them in black and some of them in red. And so so I think the wolf thing is like that also. So I did make a color copy, working copy, and I've sort of used a colored pencil to sort of mark out which ones I've done and which ones I haven't done, so I can find my place. But it's really hard because then when you look at the parts that are stitched already, I'm like, is that to try to find the right the corresponding section. So it's hard to do that way. But so that one I don't know how much progress I can make on it. And the same thing with the piano cat, in that it all kind of looks it all looks the same. All of this area right here, it's hard to tell where you are. And I do have a working copy, and I have sort of marked off parts that I've done, but it's really hard to stay oriented. What I need to do is work down here, and so I have something else to work on that I can find my way around. But anyway, so I'm hoping that I have 21 of them listed here, so I'm hoping to make a little bit of progress on each one. And then the problem that I've had in the past is that starting June or July, I start working on Christmas stuff, because I think, oh, that'll make a great gift for so and so, and end up making a whole bunch of stitching for other people, and I don't get those. That's why I have 21 whips, because they're all things I want to do. They're just I haven't worked on them because I worked on other things. As we say, other shiny things come along, and for whatever reason they end up working on other things. Anyway, so I've kept this up for an hour now, and I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot to mention. I don't think so. But so anyway, those are my plans for Mania, and I think that's it. Okay, so I will see you next week on next Saturday, and hopefully I will have a few, just a little bit of progress to show you on each of those things. And then tonight, my sisters and I will be filming the next episode of Sticks and Strings. So I will try to put that link down in my description box on Sunday when it becomes available. It should be available on Sunday. So if you'll subscribe to my channel, Elizabeth Martinez phantastitches. If you'll subscribe to that and click on the little bell for notifications, you'll get my updates. And then if you'll go over to the Sticks and Strings Flosstube video and subscribe to that and click on that bell, then you'll get those as well. And then my older sister Eve also has a channel, Eve Burge Everyday Artist. And if you'll subscribe to that and click on that bell, you'll get her updates as well. I should have, I think I'll probably have all those whips in my description box below if any of those are, interesting to you. Some of the newer ones the older ones, I don't know that they're out of print or whatever. I don't know. But all of the ones, from the 90s and whatever are probably out of print. But the newer ones, the Tinymodernist things, the caterpillar cross dish, those things are still available.